What's up, guys? Coach Vassar. Thank you for joining me, as always, OTF Audio Daily Beats, breaking down the workout that we are going to see on Thursday, February 13th. As always, if you have any insight, any feedback, please let me know. That way I could better cater this to you. If you find value in them, let me know. Show your support. Information is in the description to make that happen. We're going to break down, obviously, the 2G, then talk about the 3G, and then get you on out of here. Now, this workout is one of our benchmarks. Of course, it will be repeated multiple times. 2G is a switch template, endurance on the treads, rower, weight floor. 3G is just a regular 3G, but of course, still endurance on all three sections. Now, for the 2G class, we'll talk about that. Going through it like the flow of the actual class. So I will kind of bounce around a little bit here, and then I will talk about the benchmark more at the end. So as we look at this, if I start on the treadmills, I'm going to do tread, floor, tread or row, finish on the floor. And of course, if I start on the floor, it's the opposite. Floor, tread, tread, floor, and then tread or row, okay? So after the warm-up, the row team, they're gonna head to the weight floor. They could wipe down the rowers because the other group, the ones on the treads, will be the first group to actually use the rowers today if they choose to do so. Block one is a primer. We're gonna see 3 rounds of 30 seconds of work, 30 seconds of a walk recovery. Now the template calls it out as a 30 push, 30 walk, 30 push all out, 30 walk, 30 all out. You could do that. You could also use it as a way for people to kind of practice the intensity they want to try to use for the upcoming benchmark during block 2. So really depends on the members and what they are experiencing. Obviously, if it's their first time doing the benchmark, have them do the push, push all out, all out. If it's people who've done it in the past, this is an opportunity to test out the speed that they might do as a hit and hold, or maybe that aggressive push they want to try to maintain, and so on and so forth. So nothing too crazy for that. After I finish that 2.5 minute block, there's 90 seconds to switch the room. On the weight floor, we're gonna see body weight hinge and reach. So as they push their butt back, the arms are gonna drive out. They have 30 seconds of that. Then we're gonna have alternating reverse lunge torso rotation, then the lateral hop to 4 high knees. Those two things we're gonna repeat twice. So the hinge and reach is only once, priming the hamstrings and the shoulders. And then reverse lunge, torso rotation, you're getting some core work, some quad work, lateral hop to high knee raise, obviously working on the lateral glutes and the hip flexors and the calves, so that way they are primed for when they go into the benchmark. Now, I did the treads, did the weight floor. Now there's 3 minutes to rotate the room before you start the next block. So this is a good opportunity for members to make sure shoelaces are tied, triple knotted. If they need to run the restroom, go now. They gotta say a prayer. Then they go into a 14-minute block on the treads. This is gonna start with a 1-minute tread, 1-minute walk recovery, clear their screen, 12-minute tread for distance, okay? If members were here on the Tuesday prior, the 11th, we did practice this with one strategy of a progressive build. So they started conservative for 6 minutes, and then every minute they bumped it up. They could repeat that strategy. They could also start conservative and build every minute. They could hit one speed, hold it the entire time, pray, whatever they got to do to get to the end. They could alternate between a push and base. If they've never done this before, definitely give them the recommendations of 0.7 to 0.9 as a power walker, 0.9 to 1.1 as a jogger, 1.1 to 2 plus as a runner. If people are very unsure, have them start at their base, and then every minute, get them to add 0.1 to 0.2 to their speed and see where they finish. They will do 12 minutes of a tread for distance, and then in the final minute, it's called out as a 1-minute all out. It might not be a true all out, it might be more about how it feels, so just make sure it feels very uncomfortable. There you go, that's the benchmark, boom, done. Then they go check their distance, put it into a challenge tracker, throw up if they need to, hopefully don't, and then 3 minutes to rotate the room. The tread team will now go to the weight floor. They have a 5-movement circuit to complete. The people that are on the weight floor, now they do the benchmark. Okay. On the floor, we're going to see strap alligators right into strap tricep extension, dumbbell reciprocating rows, and then the dumbbell single leg bridge, and the alternating full V-up. So a little bit of everything here between, the shoulders, the triceps, the upper back, glutes, core. So a nice little mix up of full body work for 14 minutes. Definitely taking their time. For the people who just did the benchmark, when they come over here, give them grace, give them time to recover. 2 rounds, 3 rounds, go light, go easy, rest after each movement. The people who are doing this first before the benchmark, same idea. Like, hey, this is just 14 minutes for you to move and stay warm before you tackle the benchmark if you want to perform. If you're here just to have a great workout, then focus on the weight floor. Let's find 12 reps of a position that's going to be challenging for the strap, alligator, and the tricep extension. Could we go moderate to heavy for that reciprocating row because it's only 6 per arm? Same thing with the bridge. It's only 6 per leg for that single leg bridge, so really dump it up on the weight choices. And then for the full V-up, and as much core activation there. After they finish these 2 blocks, we have a bonus sequence. When we go back to the treads, it's actually member choice. They could go back to the treads or they could do the rower, but this is a repeat of block 1. So 30 push or row, walk recovery or row recovery, and then push all out, and so on. So it's 30, 30, 30, 30, just like block 1, nice and simple. Maintain or increase the pushes, and then make sure they finish with an all out. The weight floor is a coach's choice core circuit. So you have 2.5 minutes. They recommend select 2 to 3 core exercises. You could do it time-based. You could do it rep-based. Personally, knowing that it is time-based on the weight on the treadmills, if I were coaching, I'm not, but if I were coaching, I would do time-based work. So if anything, you could do like an active core movement when the treads are doing the work. And then when the treads and rowers are doing that walk recovery, maybe have people do a specific core hold, like a low plank, high plank, hollow hold. And then when they're getting back to work, have them do, a movement that requires like reps and whatnot. You want to incorporate some anterior and posterior work here and try to vary the planes of motions. Be intentional with it. You could focus on balance by doing, alternating side stuff. So, maybe it could be, low plank wide knee drives or high plank wide knee drives when they're working. When it's recovery, they could flip over onto their back and do a hollow hold. Or you could do, dead bugs for the work and then do, a high plank for the recovery. That would be a good way to kind of set up the time-based one. If it's rep-based, keep it simple. That way people don't have to overthink it. Maybe 2 or 3 movements, 10 reps each, and just write it on a whiteboard and have them remember that. And there you go. Nice and simple. Looking at the 3G, so this one is going to be same thing, endurance across the board. You're going to start off 14 minutes on the treads, 14 minutes on the rower, 14 minutes on the weight floor. Okay. Big thing here though is there's no primer, essentially. So after the 6 minutes, if they're on the treads, they have a 1 minute tread, 1 minute walk recovery, and then they tackle the 12-minute benchmark. Then they're done. Same strategy applies as in the 2G, so definitely give that intentional information early into the workout so members are well prepared. For the rower, they have work and active recovery. It's a 400-meter row. They choose their intensity, but the goal is to increase their watts every round, and they have 7 rounds, working the way down by 50 meters. They'll do the 400-meter row, 12 reps of the 1-2-3 knee drive combo, 7 rounds. What I would do is have the first 2 rounds at like a base, the next 2 rounds push level or so, next 2 more aggressive push, and then when they get to that 100-meter row round, that could be their all out. If they finish all 7 rounds, then they row until the finisher, which is the 1 minute all out. On the weight floor, you have the same circuit as the second block on the 2G, so alligator, tricep extension, row, bridge, V-up, repeat, and then the finisher is a coach's choice core exercise for 1 minute. Knowing that it's just 1 minute, if you want to keep it simple, keep it simple. All right, other than that, that's all I got for you guys. Coach it down, you got this.